Well, as the warmness soon will develop our gardens, we're going to start thinking about going to the garden center, whether we're buying a lot of plants, whether we're buying all the vegetables and flowers and trees and shrubs that we need, or just sporadic intermittent items. There's some things at the garden center that you want to be aware of that you shouldn't purchase, but they have it there because people buy it, and we'll explain why.
Yeah. So the first one is something like root-bound plants, and you might think to yourself, "How do I know?" It's really not that hard to tell. You can often see it if you look at the plants and you take them. You don't want to necessarily take the whole thing out.
You can. Absolutely. Yeah, you can.
But also, you can just tell sometimes by looking at the bottom part of whatever little seed container it's in, and you can see the roots just kind of like crammed.
Or if they're sitting in a seed flat, it's just a mass of roots that have grown from little cell to cell.
Yes, exactly. So, yeah, you want to look at that. You just want to make sure that you're not seeing anything where it's just a whole ball of roots to the point where it just seems like they would never, grow again, essentially, or take to soil.
Now, there's going to be some root boundness that's going to occur because these are plants that have been started weeks before. But again, if it's just a total conglomerate of roots, and there's nothing wrong with taking the geranium or the tomato plant or the eggplant or the whatever plant and tipping it out and looking at the roots. A good garden center is going to have zero issue with that because they have nothing to hide. And you can see if the roots are vibrant in color. Are they white? Or are they dingy? Are they spongy? Are they rotten looking? Because that's an issue in itself that you don't want to purchase. And if that's happening to one, you want to check other ones. And if you see a continuing pattern, this might not be the garden center for you because they're not maintaining the health and well-being of the plants that you're trying to buy and they want you to take home.
Right. And that's another thing to keep in mind is if there's just like, the plants all look sad and they're root bound and maybe there's not the best staffing or things just seem a little bit off. Maybe don't buy from them.
If the plants have a stickiness to the leaves, if the leaves are yellowish or spottiness, or you see aphids under the leaves, look underneath the plant.
Or even like
Webbing, spider mites, or you pick a plant up and it's just a bunch of white little flies flying around, that's not good either. There are a certain amount of acceptable levels of these in a system, a greenhouse, a garden center that is practicing organic means. If it's not an infestation, you see one or two or something like that, that's normal. When you pick it up and you get hit in the face with white flies, that's not good either.
I'm starting to question. I bought some flowers for planting from a local garden center, but it was hard to tell because it was like I think it was right before Memorial Day weekend, it was right after Memorial Day weekend, which is a popular planting time for us, and it was pretty picked through. A lot of stuff really wasn't labeled that well, and there was a lot of white flies just in the general greenhouse area.
Okay.
And I don't know, I don't think stuff was taken care of the best. And I'm wondering if it was like one of these garden centers that, we kind of warn people about.
Yeah, you shouldn't have gone there.
Well, it's a really popular place.
Well, I understand that, but just because it's popular doesn't mean it's good.
I know. I'm just saying and it could be just because it was after Memorial Day weekend.
The rush was over and kind of the intensity or the perfectness had kind of fell off the edge.
Well, that and a lot of these places will hire people seasonably until maybe beginning of June. They'll start like in March.
Your area may vary, but yes, in a certain 6-week window, really.
Right,
yeah.
Right. So at that point, maybe the staff had been dwindled off and they were just doing the best with what they had.
Now, certain garden centers, and you may know which one in your particular area that falls under this criteria, the same staff comes back year after year and you have a question, they know the answer, or they know somebody in that realm, that circle of staffing that knows the answer. They're master gardeners. They know what's going on. Hey, I don't have an answer, but Becky has had that problem. Let me go get Becky. She knows what's going on with that particular problem that you're facing.
Right. And I think it's good to talk about that too, not just like the plants necessarily, but also just
The environment.
Yeah. Who's, how people are working there. Are people helpful? Is stuff labeled with actual
Are you
prices?
happy to go? Do you look forward to going or going, oh, I got to go to that garden center again? Then people are jerks.
Right. Or if you call ahead of time and you have a question and they act like you're inconveniencing them.
Well, I guess we're here to 4.
Right. And it's like, and then you have to ask like very specific questions. Otherwise they don't seem to think past, whatever. Yeah. So anyway, back to what to look for. So
Tall, spindly plants.
Yeah, we don't want that.
Now, again, this is what you're referring to after that big rush. A lot of garden centers have overbought because they're anticipating that it's all going to sell. Example being tomatoes. The big rush is over. You've already planted your tomatoes. It's 2 or 3 weeks past when you normally would plant. You go to the garden center and they have 4 for $1 or 6 for $2, and they're twice as high, 3 times as high, spindly. They're starting to develop flowers on them, and they look like pretty rough.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Especially if they're spindly, they're a little bit too tall, or they have those flowers, and you might think, oh, that's a good sign. But it's not a good sign because it means that they went to survival mode and they put those flowers on as one last effort to give themselves a chance to reproduce. And now you take it home and you plant it, and it's going to be a womp womp situation.
Now, there are certain flowers in which you're going to buy at the garden center that are going to have flowers on them because they are designed to continue to put flowers on throughout the summer months. Tomatoes or something like that, that is not something in which is particularly in that category. Now, a lot of the flowers in which you're going to buy are pre-started, and they may start having some buds on them, or maybe in full, like a geranium.
Yeah, flowers. Yeah, like the little flowers. We're talking about like vegetable plants.
Yeah, eggplants, tomatoes, peppers, and things. Here's another. Root crops or viney crops are something you do not want to buy at the garden center. Avoid these. One being root crops, exclusion of onions and leeks because those transplant very easily. I'm talking that you can go to your garden center and find radishes. You can find carrots. You can even find sweet corn, which that's a whole mess in itself.
Right.
Cucumbers, squash. These are things that if you take a cucumber from your garden center and you're able to get it home and plant it, and then you start a seed directly next to it, within 4 weeks, they're the same size. So just go ahead and direct sow these things and not go through the effort and carrots direct seed, radishes direct seed, those type of, root crops. They don't transplant. They don't transplant well. They'll fail. Then you figure that you've done something wrong. You go back and buy another set of them, and you've encouraged the garden center to continue to support that type of misinformation.
Right, and that's what you don't want to do. Is you don't want to keep buying something and making essentially the problem worse, and them thinking that this is what the people want, because it's not.
And some of these garden centers look towards, okay, we know this is not technically the correct thing, but we're going to buy this particular root crops, radishes, carrots, whatever, because people will buy them. Because we can make $5 off a container, and 22% of them will come back and buy another one later on because the first set will fail. That's not a good business plan when you set the customer up for failure.
No, it's not. And that's exactly it. Is you want to support a place that is going to, they're not just going to sell any old thing. You might as well just go to a big box store at that point. Because
they don't care as much as also, you want to not buy things like invasive species of plants, like English ivy, bamboo. We got a question about bamboo later on in the question and answer section. You want to know what you're getting yourself into, because an invasive species is something that will definitely get out of control. And in some instances, the harshest, strongest weed-killing chemicals doesn't do anything to subside it. It will continue to thrive even after that application.
Yeah, that's not good. And we don't want to give ourselves extra problems when we're trying to do
We got enough
something-
problems already.
when we're trying to do something for ourselves that's relaxing, like gardening.
And that's why we share this information, so you can take some of that. Did I mess that up? No, you didn't mess it up. You did what the garden center was showing you. Oh, the convenience of already planted, pre-planted pumpkins and squash and cucumbers and sweet corn and all this other stuff. Or those tomato plants that you, in our area, they're like 30 some odd dollars, and they're already 3 foot tall in a cage in a pot and already have tomatoes on them that's going to get ripe in like 2 weeks.
Right.
Yeah. Let's not play that game either.
No, there's a lot of bad decisions to be made at the garden center. Questionable decisions. Costly. Maybe even questionable decisions like where I'm going to put this plant, but I'm just going to get it anyway.
Well, that's the other thing.
Yeah.
Before we jump off of this, if you're going to go to the garden center, have a plan. Here, I know I need six tomato plants, 8 geraniums, 2 arborvitaes. Don't go and go, well, those are on sale. I'll just get 8 or 9 of them. I don't know where I'm going to put them, because you've just bought plants that you're going to try to plant. And some people do plant far too close. And then in the years to come, you have a very big problem as the plants get, they fight for competition. They don't look good. They can get diseases and spread even more rapidly than if they were spaced correctly. The whole deal. So it's always easier to go, okay, I know I need 4, 6, and 7. I'll take those home. And then 2 days later, hey, I planted those. I've got room for a couple more. I'll go back and get more that will fill the spaces that I need and be a smart consumer in that realm. And you don't even have, we don't even go to the garden center. A lot of times we start almost 95 to 98% of the seeds that we grow vegetable-wise and flower-wise in our gardens ourselves. But again, nothing wrong with going to the garden center and purchasing everything, making one trip and going for that.